Hey guys, it is Carl Brown from GL365 Academy. Gotta smash it today. My first ever Bruno Mars lesson. We're gonna learn how to do When I Was Your Man. Now, when I'm doing the lesson, I'm gonna try to maybe hum along a little. I don't know the words to this. I don't know the lyrics. Didn't use words. I'm not a word person. I also can't sing nearly as well as Bruno Mars. So it's just gonna be kind of a little guidepost I'm giving you with the kind of humming it, but that's the melody or around the melody as I'm showing you the progression, so you'll know where you're at. But yeah, not a performance video. Now, before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Ring the notification bell so you know it's a new video. You can like and comment on lessons; it really helps. And really, if you want to support what I do here on YouTube and get access to all of my guitar courses, from complete beginner courses to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone, you name it. You get access to all of them with one subscription to my Guitar Academy, and you're going to see a link to that in the description below. You get personalized support from me as well too, and I'll help you kind of come up with practice routines. And I'm live every Saturday, which is like a live chat, which is the Academy members only, so I can answer your questions in real time every week. So it's a great community. Hope you'll enjoy it. Free 7-day trial. Click that link below. All right, let's jump into this. I'm in standard tuning here. And we have this little intro. Obviously, this is a piano-based song, so this is just my arrangement of how to play these chords. I'm sure there's other versions on. I mean, there's probably people using capos or whatever. But this one, I don't always go for the easiest chord version. First off, I don't like using capos anyway. Second, there's going to be some bar chords. It's a piano-based song. Usually it works that way when there's a piano involved. But some of the chords might be slightly easier to play as like an open message chord, but I'll play it maybe here just because it kind of matches the voicing that's being used, kind of the mood of the voicing. It's a little bit darker, voicing of it. So you'll see some of that. But anyway, I just think it sounds better. So anyway, we have this intro. It gets to the verse. All right, so it's going to start with a D dominant 7 chord, which is D7. So it's going to be once again, this is I like this voicing here going to there. I'm just kind of omitting the 5th in both chords. So we're going to start here at the 5th fret there on the A, 4th fret there on the D, then the 5th fret there on the G, and the 3rd fret on the B. So just the 4 inside strings. So that's a D7 chord. Full name, D dominant 7. Then we're going to take it to a D minor 7. You hear that note go down? So that is going to be, you're going to leave these 2 fingers here, the 5th fret, the 2 fingers are at the 5th fret on the A and the G. But just bar now across from the B string to the D string with your index finger. And it's from the same 4 middle strings. So it's 5, 3, 5, 3. From there, it goes to a C major chord with G in the bass. So most of the time when C is played throughout this song, it has a G in the bass. So it's a second inversion C. So if you know regular C major here, all you have to do to get to that chord is take the note that you're playing the 3rd fret there, the C on the A string, and move it over to the 3rd fret on the low E. So that's that G. And then the note that you picked up on the A string, replace that with your pinky. So very popular chord form, kind of fills out, makes the C chord sound a little bit bigger. All right, so most of the time you hear a C chord in this song, it's going to be that. Pretty much except for the bridge. So we have this. Now we're going to repeat, but there's a little ending that kind of hit those 2 notes real quick. So I'm holding this chord, and then I'm going to jump my pinky over to the 3rd fret on the B, play that note on the B string, and then the open high E. And when you hit that open high E, it gives you time to jump up here and grab this, start over with that D7 again. So back to the D7, the D minor 7, and then back to the C with G in the bass. And then there's a little passing chord in there that, now he uses this passing chord throughout the song, but he plays it here in the intro as a major G major chord with B in the bass. So basically all that is if you just know your standard G major chord, just omit the note on the low E string. So now this B note is the bass note. At other parts in the song, it's an E minor with B in the bass. So, but here in the intro, it's like from here to that G the B in the bass, and then we get to the actual verse. So one more time for the intro. All right, and that takes us to the verse. The verse sounds like this. Kind of hum along. All right, so it's going to start with this A minor. From there, it's going to go to that C with G in the bass again. From there, we're going to go to a D minor chord. That's the first fret on the high E, third on the B, second on the G, open D. So we have this. Now here we're going to go to a G7 chord, and he changes the voicing halfway through the chord. So we're going to first just play it here. I'm going to try to match what's going on the piano. We're going to first do a full bar at the 3rd fret, and in front of that bar you'll play the 4th fret there on the G and the 5th fret on the A string. Now that's enough just to make it a normal G7. But then you're going to hear him add that 7th up in a higher octave on the piano. So that's just placing the pinky at the 6th fret on the B. That's optional. It's kind of closer, it matches closer to what's going on in the recording. So it kind of strums half of it without the pinky, and then, but if that's too big of a stretch, just leave it out. It's no big deal. You can just kind of just strum on this one. Now, from there, it's going to resolve this to that C chord, again with the G in the bass. And then here, we're going to transition back to the beginning of the chord progression to start do the verse again. And this one, instead of a G with B in the bass, it's a full E minor chord, but with just the 5th string in the bass, basically, which makes the B in the bass. So basically, omit the low E string with an E minor chord. That's all it is. So, all together for the verse. Repeat. Now here, when you get to the G7, the second time through the progression, you don't do the pinky up there. You just kind of just keep on this kind of easier voicing. So he changes up the second time through. And then to the same ending. And then it gets to the pre-chorus, which is right, so it's kind of short, but really nice. It's when he's really doing that. I'm jumping up here and grabbing a voicing up here because I just think it matches the piano voicing. Like I could just play it down here in E minor, but I think it sounds not as good. So if you want to substitute the easy E minor down here, that's fine. But you can start with an A minor. Then it goes to this E minor. Like I said, you can substitute the easy E minor, or you can go all the way up here and bar at the 7th fret from the high E all across to the A string. And then in front of that, you will play, well, I'm keeping the low E string open, but in front of this bar now, we'll play the 8th fret on the B, 9th on the G, and 9th on the D. So just strum across this. And that sets us up well to play this B flat major chord right here at the 6th fret. So that's a full bar now across all 6 strings at the 6th fret. And we'll play the 7th fret in front of it on the G, 8 on the D, and 8 on the A string. So it is. All right, so that ending there is just back to that C major with the G in the bass to a G major chord. So you can just play the version of the G major that has the open B string. So that's just going to be 3rd fret on the low E, 2nd on the A, open D, G, and B, 3rd fret on the high E. All right, and then we have the chorus. Back to the verse. All right, so this chorus is just going to start with an F major bar chord. So it's that same chord we did at the 6th fret here. This B flat major. Down here at the 1st fret. And then I'm just going to take that same shape and drag it up to the 3rd fret for a G major. And then to that C major with G in the bass. All right, so hear this. Now repeat that. And now we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to start with the F and G again. And then now we're going to keep going up. And here, I'm going to just, instead of doing an A minor here, I'm going to do it up here. Because I just think it just works better as sounds a little bit more mellow. So I'm just kind of continuing the bars. I'm going up from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret, take it up to the 5th fret. That's a major chord, so we're gonna have to pick up the middle finger, and now it's a minor chord, A minor. Then we're gonna quickly jump back to that D7 chord that we did in the intro. So here it is. From there to that F major again. But now instead of going up to a G, we're going to take this F major and make it an F minor. And remember how we make something minor? With this chord form at least. Pick up this 2nd finger, your middle finger. F major to F minor. And then to that same C with G in the bass. So that 2nd half there of the chorus. So he kind of pause there, and then he does this just really the first time he plays the chorus, he does this. He kind of holds this C, then he does a quick little back to the F real quick, and then back to that C with G in the bass. So it's just kind of just a little thing he does just at the end of the first chorus. And then we have this little passing chord again, which is that E minor with the B in the bass. So just an E minor chord, just strumming from the fifth string across. Don't hit the low E. And that takes us back. That's a passing chord that takes us back to the beginning of the verse. All right, now we go back through the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus again. Nothing really changes except the second time through the chorus, we have a little bit different. He kind of eliminates that ending and jumps to the bridge. So it's kind of like, say the second chorus is going to stop here. Right here. And you're just going to stop here. So the second chorus, you're going to stop there and not do that little ending. It's just, you stop here, the first, and it takes us to the bridge, which is a little bit different. Looks like this. All right, so it's going to start here with this F to the G. So here we're just going to play the regular C chord. Don't put the G in the bass. Because he wants that little bass line going. So we have this C major here. And then to that, the little passing chord now is going to be, still got B in the bass, but back to that G major chord instead of the E minor. It's the G major with the B in the bass. So a G major chord without the low E string to an A minor. So far we have this for the bridge. Then we have an E minor chord, but with G in the bass. So we're gonna play it like this. We're gonna so if you have an E minor chord, the standard, I'm gonna play it like this instead of like this. So we have the ring finger available for the third fret of the low E. So that's that G that we're putting in the bass. So it's got the third of the bass here. So it's a first inversion E minor chord. So that's third fret on the low E, second fret on the A, second fret there on the D, and then the rest of the strings open. And then we go back through that D7 for 4 beats, and then the D minor 7 for 4 beats. So just 2 chords in the intro, just played a little longer and strummed. And then I'm going to play this G major here at the 3rd fret, the bar. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so all together for the bridge. All right, then we get to the last chorus, which is slightly different than the other chorus. It's really the same chorus. It's just he kind of just wraps it back around at the ending at the end of it. So let me take a look at it real quick. I'll just play through it real quick. right, so a lot of the same thing here. It's just that little ending is a little bit different. So same F, G to the C with G in the bass. Do that twice. From there, we go F to the G to the A minor, same as before. Same D7, same F to F minor. So when we get to the end of the progression there, now he's going to jump back to that D7 chord and just continue the progression again from there. So we have that, just quicken, back to that D7, then the F minor, and then the G with C in the bass. All right, so it's a beautiful song. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's my first Bruno Mars. All right, maybe I'll do some more if I know you guys like this one. All right, I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.